Hey everybody, thank you for joining us on the TWNRGY Podcast.
Thank you very much.
What? I just wanted to give you guys some tips on where to find us. The main thing, well, obviously you found us if you're watching this, but...
you found us, thank you. We were lost for a little while.
Search, first one is YouTube. Go on YouTube and search TWNRGY, TWNRGY. And also do the same thing on Facebook, search TWNRGY. And then also we have a Patreon account. Or first off, we have an Instagram account. Do it for the gram, y'all. Gram it up. Grammy season's coming up. Yeah, folks. Get those Grammys.
Award-winning.
Likes, comments, whatever. But yeah, search for us on Instagram. Search TWNRGY. And then also, Patreon. We have a Patreon account. That website is www.patreon. And it'll be /TWNRGY. And on Patreon, you'll be able to see our videos, and you'll have an opportunity to contribute if you'd like, whether it's monthly or a one-time contribution. There is expenses that are factored into this, whether it's posting and other things of that sort. But if not, feel free to continue to watch us for free and enjoy the material that we put out. And Adam has some other information in regards to how you can find us.
All right. The other things you could do to find a place to, say, listen to us on is go on Apple iTunes, go on that search bar, type in TWNRGY, TWNRGY, and then our podcast will pop up. Also, the same for Spotify. Just type in our TWNRGY name. It'll come up. And then go on Stitcher. It'll come up and you'll find us, and you could download an app for Stitcher and Spotify on your phone. This way it makes it easy. You get there, you're on the go.
Yeah, if you have Apple, it's already on the phone, I believe.
Yeah, you already have the Apple iTunes app on there. So yeah, Apple, Android,
whatever you have, what your affiliation, just
whatever site you find yourself on. Download Stitcher or Spotify app. Type in TWNRGY and you'll find us.
And once you do find us on YouTube, if you could subscribe, that'd be amazing. It's just as good as contributing financially sometimes.
You can subscribe on iTunes as well.
Subscribe on iTunes.
Don't forget that.
Leave comments, leave suggestions.
We're open for it.
Open, ready for any suggestions and comments that you may have. Just let us know. We'll continue to bring information about health and wellness. And just want to say thanks again for listening to us. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Adam Fernandez.
With the TWNRGY Podcast. Love you guys. Take care.
Take care. Love you.
Hey everybody. Welcome to the TWNRGY Podcast. My name is Aaron.
And I'm Adam.
And today we're going to cover the coronavirus. Something something spooky that everybody's talking about, like Beetlejuice. You don't want to say it 3 times fast.
We gotta thank our Aunt Carolyn. She was the one who kind of mentioned maybe doing one about the coronavirus. So
putting a little knowledge out there, helping people out.
Thank you, Aunt Carolyn.
Thank you. And we're not gonna start it off by one of those stale, overused jokes that everybody's been doing. Those packs of Coronas.
Well, you started it.
I know. Stand off against that Modelo. But just my only thing is to start off with it is for everybody to do your part and wash your hands. Wash your hands goes a long way.
Cover your mouth when you cough, your shoulders.
Do a little Count Dracula cough or cover. That's so many times I see.
In my face, bud.
Sorry about it. So many times I see people cough, sneeze in their hand, and
or blow their nose in their hands.
Snot rocket central. It's pretty freaking gross, man. But use a tissue. Use your sleeve. Cough in it. Sneeze in it. Don't sneeze out to everybody, and don't sneeze in your hand because you're gonna transmit the virus or whatever it is.
Use a little bit of common sense, pretty much.
Yes, you got it. And start off.
Yeah, just gonna look at my notes. Just kind of spur of the moment. Just kind of some ways just to prevent it. Just make sure you're not dropping food on the ground, picking it up, and throwing plates.
5-second rule, man. Angel kisses.
You never know. Just people spitting, this, that, and the other.
Stepping in the restrooms. Stepping all over the place.
Yeah, so just gotta be careful with your food or your water bottles or soda, whatever you have, dropping it on the ground, picking it up, or
soda. You're drinking soda.
Not me. But some people out there do. But just like baby toys, dropping it on the ground.
Yeah,
and then
it's a big one.
Put it in their mouth or drop it on the couch, wherever it may be. Yeah, I'm sure. Like this is gonna pass, but I mean, these are good steps to take in your life and just do it throughout time. Just kind of
Yeah.
be a little cleaner.
Save yourself a world of heartache from getting sick all the time. You prevent yourself from getting sick because cleanliness is next to godliness.
Not that you have to like go around hand sanitizer all the time,
or
but
those little
just
cloths.
wiping it down. People were doing that at the airplane. Have these Lysol disinfectant wipes and getting their whole station at the airport a couple weeks
Tray
ago.
tables, armrests.
It kind of smelled bad. I mean, it's not. People being precautious is not very pleasant to other people around you doing that. But I mean, I see why they're doing it. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I was clean.
I was clean. I survived the coronavirus.
But-
Nice t-shirt. Like,
There you go.
That's very far.
And just like, I guess, what as Aaron said, wash your hands. Kind of just stay away from people that may be sick. Maybe you're in an office setting, somebody's coughing, hacking, not feeling well. Maybe put a little distance between you and them in the common areas, or going into their office and talking to them about this, that, or the other. So just kind of be a little aware in that regard, or even if it's family members, make sure you're not kissing anybody, hugging too close, getting those germs, hugging them, and maybe wiping your face, rubbing your eye. It's an easy way to cross-contaminate and get yourself sick.
Yeah. I feel Adam covered a lot of bases on that one. My part that I want to start off with is just about how the media is kind of fear-mongering a lot of the issues. Yes, I'm not trying to dumb it down. This is a serious virus that everybody needs to be aware of. Keep yourself clean. It's very contagious from what they say. So is the flu virus. But just like they say, clean up after yourself. Be precautious. Because you see a lot of these crazy situations that have been taking place on TV. One thing I had heard is that they have videos of people welding their front door shut in China. I even saw some pictures of people. I don't know how serious they were, but
They say don't go eat Chinese food.
I know. Even my friend,
Sounds pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, my friend's parents were asking him, "Oh, is it okay to eat Chinese food? Should I not eat Chinese food?" Like, people just have a lot of apprehension about anything, and they're Asian themselves, and they don't want to eat Chinese food. And I'm just like, it's just stereotypical in every which way that everybody looks at it. Then you see pictures. I saw somebody like a husband and wife. They're wearing gas masks at a Costco, and I'm like, my goodness. Like, how do you see? Like, if you're walking around, those things get fogged up like no other. But then a lot of people, what they're doing, just avoiding all contact whatsoever with individuals. Like, it's not as though somebody has the plague. A lot of people don't even have the sickness yet. It's just maybe people, you need to take precautions, as Adam said, clean things, and don't be coughing all over the place. Be careful when you touch your face and things of that sort. I think people should be more afraid of, I'll say, diabetes and heart disease, for the fact you're more likely to establish that in your life than you are to contract the coronavirus.
But then people think that will come long term.
Yeah.
Coronavirus and flu and stuff is short term, so people panic more because they can see it in the short term rather than long term. Diabetes, heart disease. But it's funny that I'm not gonna worry about it.
They may already have diabetes. They may already have heart disease, but like Adam said, it's the slow killer. Coronavirus isn't really killing that much people.
Not that it's killer, I'm just saying disease,
yeah,
gets you sick, it affects you sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I think people just need to prioritize, because more than likely, like I said, you need to be more afraid, because more than likely you're going to die of heart disease and diabetes than you are of this coronavirus, and everybody's just all up in arms, ducking and dodging, canceling plans here, don't want to go there, and it's just, it's odd.
You can save a lot on tickets and experiences
I know.
and everything. Go out there, look for a
Amusement parks, they're
deal.
probably getting people, dying for people to come
Not
out there.
Disneyland, I'm sure Disneyland's wrong.
But it's just crazy, like all the toilet papers off the shelves, no water, no canned goods, no
hand
preservatives.
sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer. It's just like, it's funny to see all these people just go crazy on the news and just fall susceptible to all the, like I said, kind of fear mongering that a lot of people are seeing on the news, on the radio, hearing on the radio, and talking about themselves. Oh, don't do this, don't do that. I kind of find it interesting for the fact that I just don't fall. I just try not to fall victim to that. But I do see a lot of people chirping about it, talking about it.
People with this whole coronavirus thing, a lot of people, not everybody, but it seems as though a lot of people, everybody's talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people are anxious, wondering if it's going to happen to them. And it's just taking them out of the moment and just enjoying that moment where you feel well, right? You're not sick, right? Why don't you enjoy that and
you're taking
get on with your day?
Yeah, and you're taking the proper precautions, so there's nothing to worry about.
But instead of that, like, you're making this moment uncomfortable, and then if you do get sick, you're going to be uncomfortable then. So it's just this long-term space of time where it's just uncomfortability and anxiety and not feeling well. You could just focus on the moment, pay attention, be a little clean, and enjoy that time rather than being anxious and thinking, am I going to get coronavirus? Am I not going to get it?
Yeah, but to each their own. Let's say, about a couple weeks ago, Adam and I were in Asia, Southeast Asia. We weren't in China, we weren't in the freaking hot spot. Where was it? Wuhan, I think, is where everything...
main hub for the coronavirus.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, we were in Thailand and Bali, and everything is going business as usual. People aren't freaking out. People aren't running around the streets, coronavirus, and not touching each other. People are touching each other, doing whatever. We were even going to small restaurants, and it looked as though people were taking the proper precautions. I see people washing off the veggies, washing off the food, washing their hands.
There's hand sanitizer at all the different bars and restaurants for people to use as well.
And people, I didn't see any dogs or cats in the kitchen roaming around. Bringing disease or rats or anything of that sort.
Everything's pretty clean. It's probably just as, if anything, some of the places out there may be just as dirty as some of the restaurants here, but everything looked good, everything looked clean.
Yeah, everybody seemed to be enjoying life, and there weren't... I turned on the TV once, and there was BBC's going crazy about it. And it seemed as though everybody was just happy to have tourism. They were clean. Like I said, everybody seemed to be cleaning up after themselves. Airports had hand sanitizer. Everything seemed to be good. And I didn't see any crazy things on the menu. No, like eels or this or that. But one thing that I have heard what coronavirus may have stemmed from is people eating bat soup. It's like, it's on the fence whether or not it's true or not. But then
there's a rumor going around.
The rumor has it.
Around the apartment, I heard Aaron talking to himself about it.
Yeah, the tinfoil hat society. But then also there's this other kind of armadillo, anteater type animal that the Chinese kind of think has medicinal uses. And what happens is, like I said, it's kind of like an armadillo. It has these little scales on it. And what they do, they take those scales off and they grind them down, I assume, to use them as medicine. But what they found out is that some of those armadillo anteater animals have coronavirus. So I don't like. There's all these realms of possibility of where this disease originated from. But like I said, I didn't see anything crazy out there. Things seem to be good out there. I didn't come across any problems.
Neither did I.
Yeah, the water was nice. I didn't get sick, didn't throw up, didn't get
food poisoning.
No Montezuma's Revenge or Bali Belly. Just like I said, you take care of yourself. You mind what you're doing. You mind what everybody else is doing, and more than likely you're going to be fine. Everybody's just kind of Chicken Littles of the world are going a little crazy.
The interesting thing about some of all the different airports that I had went through, I was asked every single time, have you been to mainland China in the last 14 days?
That's a no.
And so happy to say no, because all that coronavirus worry stuff of everybody else. But I mean, it just kind of goes to show that if I had, and I said yes, they probably wouldn't have let me into that country. So cancel all your mainland China plans for this upcoming year. This way you can get back into your country. You don't have to have a 14-day quarantine. But even at some companies, I know some of my Australian friends, when they were coming back from Bali, they were going to have a 14-day quarantine period before they could go back to work. And even in the States, I've heard about that with some people having these 14-day quarantine periods. Even if you just go to Hawaii, if you go to New York, if you you just stay within the United States, even the contiguous United States, and you can be susceptible to having to go a 14-day quarantine away from work after.
No, that's overkill, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Like, man, I understand where they're coming from. They don't want their workforce to get sick, but just taking the necessary precautions. But I think it's just
above and beyond.
Way above and beyond. It's like things are going to be all right. Let's not be those negative Nancy's of the world and think that the sky is falling like little Chicken Little and everything like that. But yeah, it's just luckily, like I said, we came back. We're fine. Maybe I had like a little bit of a stuffiness from being in the airplane for about 16 hours. But other than that, I came back with a clean bill of health.
We're just fortunate that all this craziness kind of happened these past week and a half rather than when we were out there, because I can only imagine the strictness at airports and even at LAX and just work and quarantining people. I don't want to get caught up in that, so I was fortunate to be able to go on the vacation and not have any kind of hitches throughout or when it landed back here in the States.
I was looking at the Center for Disease Control's website, and they were just kind of saying how the virus is spread. One thing is about people, and kind of like what Adam and I were talking about, people sneezing or coughing, and a good way to prevent all those particles from going up in the air if you are infected or even not infected is just kind of cover your mouth and do the little Count Dracula mouth cover so you're not sneezing in your hand, shaking somebody's hand, touching mice.
Well, they're kind of doing a elbow bump,
bam.
And then people are even migrating down to the foot where you're just kind of kicking feet together.
Dude.
Right.
Like little Howie Mandel, he does the fist bump. Is that what he does? Or
now he doesn't even do anything. But I don't know. It's interesting things people come up with.
Yeah, so that they're saying it's being spread through sneezing and coughing, and you can get it just by being within a 6-foot parameter of somebody. So keep your distance if you know somebody's sick, whether they have coronavirus or they have the flu or they have a cold, anything. Just kind of keep your
tonsillitis.
And these things that they were saying are more so if somebody is infected. You want to keep your distance. You want to make sure that they're not transmitting it by coughing and sneezing. And it's another one was it's spread through long-term. I'll say these long-term visits with individuals, whether it's your family, how you're with each other, confined in the house all the time, or if you're possibly with coworkers. I remember one of my friends, when I worked in a really big office, he'd always call the office an incubator when it gets to like cold and flu season, because if you think about it, like everybody's all confined, maybe it's recycled air.
Or with
like
cubicles.
Yeah, and we were in cubicles, man.
That's what I'm saying. You were in cubicles.
Yeah, we were in cubicles. It's like a little incubator of just
kind of goes over those wall barriers,
sneezes and coughs and touching all the communal areas, bathroom handles, coffee machines, refrigerator doors, and it's just kind of have to mind your P's and Q's. But just those type of situations when you're with somebody who's infected and you're in close quarters for a prolonged amount of time, that's another way that you're going to get sick. And if you do touch things that you feel are dirty, they said don't touch your eyes, don't touch your nose, and definitely don't touch your mouth, because those areas are just going to transmit it. Like maybe if you feel you touch something dirty, wash your hand immediately, or there's like some sort of communal door. But one thing that he did say is, which we started off with, wash your hands. So yeah, just wash. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying. I thought that kind of wrapped everything up. Unless you have something else you need to.
Yeah, I just want to talk about just a couple more items I had, or one other thing I said, because one thing that people are saying is that it's a pandemic, and I looked up the definition of pandemic. It basically says that it said a disease or of a disease prevalent over a whole country or world. And I'm like, I don't think it's prevalent over a whole country.
It is. It's over the whole world. It's prevalent. It's happening to a lot of people.
Well, prevalent, I think prevalent, like maybe.
Well, you gotta look at the definition of prevalent.
All right. Well, I know something's prevalent. Like, it depends. Like, it's relative. Like, prevalent could be overabundance. I don't see prevalent as being overabundance. But it's relative. There's some people getting it here and there. I don't think it's as prevalent to be defined as a pandemic, but I guess there are people that are much smarter than I that have studied it more and know a lot more about disease and disease
I can't
control.
say that it's not because I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know yet. I guess it is spreading throughout the countries and throughout the world. It's in China, it's in the U.S., it's in Italy. Like, I think Italy is the second largest, most affected by this virus other than China. But either way, let's just try to maintain it so it doesn't go any higher than a pandemic. I don't want it to be an epidemic. Just want it to go down because it's just causing issues with our finances, with cleanliness, with our groceries, and it's something that we'll wait it out. It'll get better, and we won't have to worry any further. But yeah, like Adam said, I believe I've covered all the bases. Or anything else? Is there anything else you wanted to?
No, like I was trying to wrap it up. So no,
wrap it up.
But yeah, so this has been the TWNRGY Podcast on coronavirus. Thank you for listening.
My name is Aaron.
And I'm Adam Fernandez.
Love you all. Take care. Hey everybody, thank you again for joining us on the TWNRGY Podcast. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Adam.
And
what up?
What up, yo? And this is just a kind of a supplement to the other portion of the coronavirus episode, the COVID-19. COVID-19, just kind of a little bit.
Undercover names, people don't know.
Covert, COVID. What is COVID-19? I don't know.
I know Corona, I don't know COVID. I didn't know we have two things going on at the same time.
It's like when they called terrorists, what was it, the contractors or?
Mercenaries?
No. But either way, you always gotta church up the name so people kind of like, what are we talking about? So they don't.
A little more professional. It's grown up.
A little adult, throw on your suit, going to work, have a little briefcase.
Very American, very American.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, what I wanted to cover is a couple things. One thing that I had heard this one professor / doctor who studies kind of pandemics and viruses and everything. He had said 2 issues that make people more susceptible to the coronavirus or the COVID-19 are people who are obese, as well as people who have diabetes. So it's like kind of a lot of things that we talk about is just taking care of yourself.
Well, with those 2, you have immune systems that are kind of susceptible to that. So that's kind of why with the diabetes and obesity, your immune system is down, so you're more apt at catching flu, cold, COVID-19.
Yeah, catching the case. I don't know. But so just as we always say, take care of yourself. Take care of your future self. This way that you'll be less susceptible to getting sick, especially right now with the current climate about everybody freaking out. So take care of yourself and you'll be healthier. These are 2 issues that are easy to take care of, whether you eat better, you drink less soda, this, that, and the other. But it's always funny when people make excuses about not taking better care of themselves. Like, I can't eat that way, or,
I can't eat as healthy as you.
Yeah, just things like that. Or even like, I can't go to the gym, or I have kids, I have a family, I have this, that, and the other. But a lot of the things that Adam and I talk about are workouts that you can do from home. You can do push-ups, you can do sit-ups, you can run in place.
Jumping jacks, a freaking
cherry
exercise
pickers.
ball, jump rope.
These are things that while your kids sleep, while your kids in the crib, while your kids playing over there in the corner, whatever.
If you have a swimming pool, you can do laps in your own swimming pool.
Yeah, so I don't believe that there's any excuses. They're just by nature we like to make excuses.
We like to be lazy, comfortable.
Yeah.
It's not comfortable working out.
Yeah, so by making these excuses, you're only hurting yourself. You're the one who's not going out there to work out to better your health in the long term or better yourself in the instantaneous moment. Just by feeling better from working out, you get those rush of endorphins. So just do it. But I'll throw it to Adam. There's something else I want to cover about.
Okay, so one way to kind of help protect yourself from just any kind of sicknesses, cold, flu, COVID-19, is to look into intermittent fasting. Because when you do intermittent fasting, it helps you to be less susceptible to getting sick.
True.
This is partly in reason because when you're fasting, say 12 or more hours of the day, where within that 12 hours of that 12-hour period, you're only drinking water, possibly black coffee or tea.
Not even do. I just stray away from all.
I just drink water.
Yeah,
but in a 12+ hour period. But yet, if you're fasting for 12 hours or more, it's because you're helping out your body to create more ketones, which fuel your body to improve its immune system. So when you're intermittent fasting, you're improving your immune system, which is in turn helping you block all these different viruses and colds and flus and everything.
Chop them all.
So intermittent fasting has so many benefits, whether it's blocking those diseases and viruses or even just losing weight and having more energy.
And even for women, it helps decrease your likelihood of breast cancer. I believe it's by like 30 to 40%. So come on. It's not just for your health, for your overall well-being.
So there's so many things. Looking at intermittent fasting, it's going to help you out in this weird time of people being afraid of catching a stronger version of the flu.
Woo. And one last thing that I want to say, that same professor / doctor that, or I think it was just a professor who deals with viruses and everything, he had mentioned that 2 great ways that you can combat this coronavirus is by getting more sleep. Who doesn't want more sleep? You can go, be comfortable in your sheets, warm it up, keep it cool, however you do it, and then wake up the next day refreshed and you're feeling better. You're less susceptible to getting sick. And then the other way is to, as we kind of already touched base on, is just to have a healthier diet. Eat right. Maybe eat some more veggies, eat less protein, eat less carbs, eat like a well-balanced meal where you're not eating all these fried foods, the whatever it may be, because people are always susceptible to go to get something fast, get something easy, go down, get those golden arches, get those burgers, get those fries. But those are 2 easy things you can do to combat that coronavirus as well as other viruses. And these are way easier and way more beneficial than buying 100 rolls of toilet paper, which I don't know that that's really doing any justice to help you.
Stocking up on cold and flu medicine.
And hand sanitizer, I can't even talk, but hand sanitizer.
As a tongue twister, I did that about a week ago. I was trying to say that and I got all stumbled upon my words.
I guess it's going around too.
Hand sanitizer.
Yeah, so instead of buying gallons of hand sanitizer and all those toilet paper rolls, just eat better and get more sleep, and you'll do better at combating the coronavirus than many other things that you could be doing. So don't take the cold and flu medicine, because that ain't doing a darn thing. But I just wanted to fill you in on a couple more things that we had caught wind of after we had already filmed the first part of this episode. But take care, stay clean, wash those hands.
Get after it.
Get after it, y'all. Love y'all.
Love you.
Take care.
Bye.